Yeah. Welcome to New You Impact. I'm your dude, Pastor T. Well, Pastor Larry, because we got another Pastor T, Pastor Tawan. But I'm Pastor Larry. I'm hanging out with my dude, Kahn Key, better known as K2. He's our youth leader here at New You Church. And so tonight we're doing a recap of our youth weekend, which is every third weekend of the month. Which, how long have we been doing this now?
6 months now.
6 months. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so basically, we've been in this building for actually exactly a year now.
Exactly a year.
And for half of that year, we've been doing Youth Weekend, which is comprised of a youth night on Friday night.
A youth night.
Which initially we were opening the doors at 6:30, going until about 9:30. Now we're starting at 7.
Starting at 7 to 9:15.
7 to 9:15, and we become known in the community as that building that has parties in it.
Always partying with the lights, music loud, you know.
Yeah. So what all happens on a youth night, a typical youth night?
So on a typical youth night, usually we set up everything, we have everything prepared, you know. Usually with that first 30-15 minutes is when people are coming in. We sign them in, they doing signing, you know, they chilling. I'm introducing myself to the teens, and then after I say 7:30, 7:35, that's when I talk to them. I come with a game, an icebreaker to get them involved, to not be so nervous and to be anxious.
To break the ice.
Yeah. So then after they, you know, they feel comfortable, then that's when I give them the word. I give them the truth, and we had a couple things. Like for this month, we talked about God over money.
Mm-hmm.
Last month we talked about relationships. We had a guest come that night.
Yeah. Destiny Green.
Yeah, Miss Destiny.
Shout out to Destiny Green.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
She was amazing.
Veteran New You member who has earned her bachelor's degree as well as a master's degree. And she's always down to help young people.
Always.
So we want to definitely give her big ups and shout her out because, you know, to be quite honest with you, youth ministry or teen ministry, let me put it like that. Teen ministry in the urban community is something that a lot of people stay away from because they say things like, oh, I don't want to deal with teenagers' attitudes. And, you know, so whenever we get somebody that's willing to share their time and invest in teenagers and adolescents, want to make sure we give them their proper respect. And Destiny Green, she was with us last year at the movie theater.
She was.
She came through this year for the relationships portion, and I'm looking forward to her working with us some more down the line.
And she's so well connected that the first time I actually met her was at my school. Actually, so it was.
Which is what? What's your school?
My school is SIUE Charter High School in East St. Louis, Illinois.
So wait a minute, you mean to tell me you're the youth leader of All Face One Nation Youth Ministry?
Yes.
And you're a youth?
Yeah.
You're a teenager?
Yeah, I'm 18.
You're 18 years old and you're leading this ministry?
Yes, I am.
That's what's up, baby.
Yeah. Actually, a little backstory on how it started. So it was actually a men's retreat that we both went to.
Yeah.
And
in October.
Yeah, in October actually. And then in that men's retreat there was a discussion that was talked about personal issues or personal problems that, you know, men deal with, and also Christian men deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the topics that they talked about were gay sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, it was kind of, because most of the men there were kind of, you know, of the older range.
Mm-hmm.
And so
some seasoned gentlemen.
Yeah. So it was and it was crazy because I was the youngest in the room.
Right.
So it was
almost.
Yeah. Almost, because Andrew was there.
Right.
So almost, and it was different having us being there, because it kind of brought that younger and vibrant, you know, edge to it. And so they were talking about gay sexuality, but the way they were talking about it is if one sin was, you know, that being gay was a greater sin than pornography.
Gotcha.
And not only prior to that, they said, you know, no sin is greater than the other.
Right.
So to me, it was like, you're not saying that, hey, you're not saying that gay sexuality is worse than pornography, but the words and terms in your tone of language, the way you're saying it sounds like it is. And so,
so that kind of struck a nerve for you.
yeah, it did, because me being a heterosexual, you know, I've made friends with people that are gay.
Right.
And
wait a minute. You said people
yes,
that are gay.
yeah,
They're people?
yeah, they're
You mean to
people.
tell me these folks are people?
Yeah, they're human beings.
Like regular, everyday.
Regular, everyday people.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure.
And also, to make it even transparent, I used to work with them. I
Mhm.
used to work with a couple gay people, and times that I wasn't able to get home, they gave me a ride.
They look
showing
out
their,
for you,
yeah,
showing
showing
love.
their humanity.
Yeah.
So they even made me like, yo, that kind of made me furious a little bit, because like, you don't even know them.
Right.
You know, if it was an average male or an average man, then it would be different. But just from that, showing that, hey, I'll give you a ride home, you know. And I've worked with this man, this gay man for 2 jobs actually. So it was like, you know, it struck a nerve with me and made me furious, and I wanted to speak out on that, hey, you know, they may be of a different sexuality, but they're still human beings.
So that portion hitting home,
Yeah.
you had a personal relationship with someone who chose to live that lifestyle,
Yeah.
and you saw them as a human being. When you heard this conversation, it's like, well, wait a minute. Now I got to speak up.
Yeah.
And so that prompted you to take action.
Yeah, most definitely did. And I spoke out and I told them that, yo, before anything, I want you guys to know that just because they're gay, they're still human beings.
Sure.
And so that if anything, you should respect them as people first,
Right.
before you judge them for their sexuality.
Gotcha.
Because the sexuality is not a personality trait.
Right.
It's something that someone prefers.
Gotcha.
And so, you know, I didn't yell at them for anybody. I didn't yell at them, but I did say, hey, treat them as human beings first.
Sure.
Give them their right as being humans
Mhm.
and as creations of God,
Mhm.
and don't look at them as, oh, this is a gay person, and then give that prompt a homophobia,
Mhm.
but give it as, I'm looking he or she as a person.
So
and
you
treat
mean
them
to
as
tell
such.
me that even though they have a sexual preference that's different from yours, these people are still created in the image of God and bear the image of God,
Yes.
and therefore should be treated with respect, honor, and love, just like someone who's heterosexual?
Yes.
Cool, I love it. You like it, I love it.
Exactly that. And then I didn't want to stop there. I'm like, if it just struck a fire in me. I was like, you know what? If God gave me the chance to do that and speak out on that, because originally I wasn't going to say anything, but something was telling me, hey, no, you should speak out on it. You can speak out on it.
Got you.
And I spoke out on it. It was like, well, what else can I say? What else can I do?
Sure. And so then we as a leadership team have begun talking about launching a youth night.
Yeah.
But what we didn't want to do as adults is we didn't want to be the ones running it, so to
Yeah.
speak. We wanted to do it as a team, but we also were looking for our teenagers to step up and take the lead. And that's when you decided to step up, correct?
Yeah. That was actually, that week we had a meeting, and it was brought up, like, you know, youth night was being brought up, and I was kind of sitting back like, man, we're gonna take that spot, you know? And then I thought about it, and I'm like, you know, it would be different if someone from my generation to do it. And I'm just like, I'm thinking of other people, like, man, ain't nobody else And I'm like, you know what? Why don't I do it?
Yeah.
Because I've seen you do it, and I've seen other people do it.
Yeah.
I've seen people make mistakes and do it the wrong way and do it the right way. So I'm like, I'm within it, so why don't I do it? And tried it out the first night, and it was a success. And I'm like, I loved it. I'm like, I want more. So what else can I do? You know, what else can I give them to where they can be better human beings?
Sure.
And not only just human beings, but also better human beings with God.
Amen.
And so it was something that it was set for me to do, and I love doing it, and I'll never stop.
That's what's up. So what would you say you've learned, or what is different from that first Friday night to the most recent Friday night? It's been 6 months.
Yeah.
So within that 6 months, what would you say has been your biggest takeaway with leading this ministry?
It's a lot of preparation. It's a lot of preparation.
Preparation?
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me we don't just show up
No.
on the night or day of?
No.
Think we can flip a switch and things just happen?
No, you have to prepare everything. The message, the food, the lights, everything has to, including the games. Like,
Yes, sir.
everything has to be prepared, because you wanna know why you're gonna look like a fool. You are going to look like a fool. Trust me, I have made the mistake of being late, and I did not like that feeling, and so far I haven't made that mistake again.
Nah, I think if someone would ask me, you know, as the lead pastor of this organization, what has been, what did you take away from this young person, this young man leading this youth ministry? You've grown by leaps and bounds, and the reason why is because you took accountability, you took ownership. You accepted accountability and you took ownership. Whenever you made what you called a mistake, I would say, you know, it's just you were learning. You didn't say, no, I didn't do that. You know, no, y'all getting it wrong. Why is everybody on me? You were like, you know what, I'm gonna do better. I see where I did wrong. I'm gonna do better, and you did. You did, and that's the measure. That's one of the measures of adults, and because we're of the male persuasion of men to allow leadership and other people to hold you accountable, and then to turn that into, yeah, you're right, I own this process, I'm gonna make it better. And you did.
Yeah, thank you. And if for anyone that being a leader or leading something calls for failure, you're going to fail it. Everything is not going to be perfect. And me being a perfectionist, because I am kind of a perfectionist, but me being a perfectionist, I have to set aside that perfectionism and know that sometimes not every night is going to be perfect. Not every night is going to be fantastic or live or going to be, you know, crazy. Some nights are going to be quiet. Sometimes it's going to be a few, you know. And I took that and I knew that what was going to come with it. So for anyone that are looking to being in that leadership position, know that failure is most definitely a real thing, that you are going to fail. And sometimes the first time may not come out as best, but you're going to progress and you're going to grow, and you're going to learn to change things and experiment and know what works, not what you see from everybody else, but what works for you to progress.
Absolutely. I tend to look at it, we as a team tend to look at failure as part of success. Anybody who's done anything worth noting, anybody that's done anything big, they failed their way to success, because when things went wrong, they learned from it, did something different, put more effort into it, whatever the case may be. But they didn't stop at, oh, that didn't work. You know, that didn't work. Okay, we're gonna try something else. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, let's look at it from a different angle. That didn't work. Okay, let's get some perspective from other people.
Right.
And for the past 6 months, that's been the MO of All Face One Nation Youth Ministry. Each time things have gotten better, whether it's from the marketing and advertising to the structure of that night to time management.
Yeah.
You know, everything has gotten better. And I also want to make sure we shout out the team, the staff.
Yeah.
Pastor Tawan, Pastor Unolia, as well as Sade and Steve Snofke, Miss Kia coming through with Ignited for Christ. And so we've had, I apologize, Pastor Shantae. She's always involved in everything. And so sometimes because she's involved in everything, I have a tendency to not name her, but I don't want to do that. I want to make sure I give credit where credit is due and respect where respect is due. And Pastor Shantae is one of the hardest working people I know. She's always coming through. So
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
So we want to bring it up to speed to where we are now. This past Friday night, as you stated earlier, the theme for the month at New You is titled Fight. Your particular task for Sunday was to talk about finances. You took it from Friday to Sunday, and Friday night you talked about God over money.
Yes, I did.
So how do you even get to that point?
So really, when we had the meeting about the series name.
Wait a minute, you said we had a meeting?
Yeah.
We had a meeting to prepare?
We had a meeting to prepare.
Oh, okay.
We have meetings to prepare everything. Meetings are vital,
Yes.
people. It's
Yes.
vital.
Yeah.
So we had a meeting about it, and the series was Fight. And I tell you, I heard, I'm like, fight?
Where are we going?
Where are we going with this? I was like, I don't understand where we going with this. It was out of my mind. I had no clue. But really, God already gave me, money as an insight, because in my life, I was already I already had my mindset like, all right, I want to do something different with my money. Sure. I want to change something with my money. I want to change how I use my money. And so with it, it was like, all right, our Fight series, this is what we talking about each Sunday. Boom, Fight for Your Finance. I was like, perfect. This is set for me. And so, and then not only that, stimulus checks came.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So
stimulus
God's got perfect timing with all this stuff.
Perfect timing.
I'm like, how he do that?
It's impeccable. So it was like, it's impeccable. Right. So I'm like, youth night about to come up.
Yeah.
Youth Sunday, stimulus checks, and I'm trying to fix myself with money too.
Right.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's a battle managing money.
Absolutely.
And handling the tool of money.
Yeah.
And it is most definitely a series to be talked about. And with God over money, I want to talk with my teens about money, because teenagers don't know how to handle money. No,
most teenagers don't. I mean, to be quite honest, a lot of their parents don't know how to handle money. And this is no knock on parents. I'm not trying to beat parents up, but we have a system in the United States that dominates our culture in regards to financial literacy.
Yeah.
On one hand, as a society, we don't necessarily make financial literacy an important topic, because to some degree, keeping people poor is a benefit to people at the top. And so if everybody is financially literate, that would actually give everybody an opportunity to be at the top.
It really does. And it's most definitely a food chain pyramid, because if an average man got the knowledge of financial literacy, and he knew how to manage and handle his money accordingly, not only to how to live in this world, but also to the accordance in the kingdom of God,
sure,
that man is something. He's going to be something.
He's going to be powerful.
Yeah.
It's going to be powerful. I'm sorry.
Unlimited.
Unlimited power. I'm sorry.
So he's going to be a powerful man, and that's the structure of our society, and it's messed up. And so I most definitely wanted to bring that Sunday. I wanted to bring their reality and knowledge that into my teens, that I want you to know that money is, you need money, but don't look at it as something you need to rely your life on.
Absolutely. I thought you did an excellent job of making certain that you spoke to your entire audience. So being the youth leader, several times you made it a point to emphasize my teens, so that they would direct their attention to you, knowing that I'm specifically speaking to you. However, you didn't leave the adults in the room out. Your content was so good because it's the Bible, so obviously it's good, but your content was clear enough and concise enough that the adults in the room were like, ooh, oh, ooh. So you did an excellent job across the board of making certain that you didn't leave anyone out. Sunday's title was
Life ain't cheap without God, huh? Because it's not. It's really not. Like, people think, oh, life ain't cheap without God, meaning money. It has something to do with it, but no. Life without God is it is cheap because you're in life without God and you're surviving. Mm-hmm. You're always in battle mode. You're always in survival mode. Your head is on the swivel. You know, you kind of like an owl almost. Like, all right, who next? Who trying to take my money? Who should I give my money to and then not give it back? It's survival. Yeah. But then, and so with you being in that survival mode, you have to be cautious of where you put your money, where you take your money, who trying to take your money. So you like this, you putting your guard up, so keeping your distance but be able to reach in order to take money and give money. And so you cheat, you being cheap with your life. But with God, you can be like, all right, I can relax a little bit, you know. God can help me put my money where it needs to be, and it can come back to me. I'm okay. Even though I'm not mentally right because life is coming at me, but I'm able to live another day because God is letting me to be alive. Amen. And to be able to sustain myself.
I love it. So we go from this position of surviving, living in fear for the most part. Yeah. When we're doing this thing on our own and making money our God, so money is over us, to now, because we put God over everything, God over money, God over everything, now we're thriving. We're in a position to thrive because money is not our God. Yahweh is our God.
Exactly.
And because Yahweh is our God and we put our trust in Him, not only for our finances, we understand that with God, we're able to live an abundant life. So we're thriving in every area of our lives.
Every area.
There's no need that goes unmet because He's the need meter. He is the source of everything. And money, I love this concept that you introduced, which was currency and money are not the same thing. When you made the point that for the most part, money is static. Money is something that just stays, but currency moves. And in many ways, you were given this idea that with money, let's say today you're a millionaire. Well, tomorrow you can be broke.
Exactly.
And as you noted, rich people can be broke too. I hope y'all caught that. Rich people, which camera am I on? Rich people can be broke too.
Both rich people can be broke too.
So if everything is about money, if money is the most important thing, you're on top of the world when you have it. Where you going to be when you don't have it? But with God, we will always have Him. We are always in His arms. We are always the apple of His eye. He loves us unconditionally. And there's no thing that can pull us out of His embrace. Nothing. So even if we broke, He still loves us.
Exactly.
Even if we billionaires, He still loves us.
Exactly.
Even if we in between, He still loves us.
Still loves us.
So that tells me that my relationship with Him is far more important than my relationship with money.
It is.
Although money, I need money, as you pointed out earlier in this discussion, money is a necessary tool. We need it to get along in the world, but it's not the only thing that we need. And in fact, it's not even the first thing that we need. So I love what you did this weekend. I wanted to point out one of the things that you utilized with like the stimulus checks and
Oh yeah.
people were going nuts over that. Share some of that with us.
So with the stimulus check thing, to be real, I saw something on social media, and it was a guy that for $700 out of a stimulus check, he killed 5-6 people of a family for a stimulus check.
Right.
For a stimulus check. It wasn't even $1 million.
No.
It was in the hundreds,
Right.
people. The hundreds. For $700, and he killed 6 people for $700. And so I was just like, yo, I have to touch on this. I have to say it because it is not that serious, because people are putting their lives on money.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're worth more than that.
Yeah.
And to put your value of a tool so high, it's like, to God, that is beneath you. And that is beneath him. Yeah. So it's like, yo, what are you doing? What caused you in your mind to do that? And so, and then each slide and each subtitle had a story to it. Right. Each of them had a reason for it to be said. Yeah. And so it was vital for it to be set up that way and how it was lined up. But with the stimulus check, it was like, yo, y'all going crazy over this.
Right. And what I saw in that, and I pray that everybody else saw it, and if they didn't see it, tonight we're going to emphasize it. I see what's happening. What you really did was you created a distinction to show the difference between value and worth.
Yes.
This guy murdered, killed 6 people for $700.
$700.
Their lives on this earth are over for $700. 6 people, $700. So basically what he's saying is these 6 people, their value was less than $100 each. And then you juxtapose that with the concept that God says that we're worth him dying for. In the body of his son, Yeshua.
Yes.
Yeshua lays down his life for those that he loves. He didn't take anyone's life. He gave his life up so that others could live.
Exactly.
And so he's saying that you are invaluable. You are worth far more than $100, $1,000, $1 billion. You are worth the life of the master of the universe. And I choose to allow somebody not just to take my life, but to torture me as they take my life because I love you that much. That word picture that you created was a beautiful and masterful weaving of ideas and concepts to the point where not only teenagers got it, adults got it, and it was done beautifully. You did a great job, bro. Outstanding job. And so, what you want to leave the people with, man? I think we've done a good job with the recap. What you want to leave the people with? We want to hear the people beat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So, with that, I think for the people, I think we should please watch the video.
Which is on YouTube.
Which is on YouTube.
On our New Youth Church page.
Yes, it is.
It's also on Facebook.
Also on Facebook.
On our New Youth Church page.
On our New Youth Church page. And so watch it, meditate on it, because I did point out a key scripture that I said, meditate on this one.
Yeah.
Proverbs 22:16. Meditate on it, because just that says a lot about our society.
Yes, sir.
Just that alone. And I didn't want to speak on it a little bit more because our people have to learn for themselves.
Sure.
They have to learn for themselves. They have to know stuff for themselves and not always depend on someone to tell them about it. Because of course God wants us to come together and, you know, be together in unity, but he also wants a personal relationship with you.
Come on.
So you have to establish that relationship and not rely on someone like you
Right.
or me
Come on.
to have that relationship with him.
Yes, sir.
Man. So for any of you that are looking for that word to, man, what should I do? Read his book.
Yes.
Read his book. Pray to him.
Yeah.
Talk with him. Have conversations with him. And yo, out of anything, and the last thing I said, let God be your financial partner.
Yeah.
I meant that because in all aspects, when you put God over everything, man, he will be your everything.
Yes, sir.
He will be your everything.
Yes,
Your
sir.
everything to me.
Ooh. That, by the way, that was one of the songs that we sang as the praise team that day. God is so intentional.
Yeah.
You know, everything that he does through this church, through this ministry lines up. We don't come up with none of this stuff. He gives it to us to do, and we just
Yes.
do what he tells us to do. So as you mentioned a moment ago, if a person is watching by way of internet and they don't have a relationship with Jesus, but they want to have a relationship with Jesus, as you noted, they can pray. Praying is just as you said. All it is talking to him, talking with him. It's dialogue. It's not super mystical and spooky, and you're gonna hear these audible voices from wherever, like come.
Right? It's not gonna happen like
Come
that. It's not like the movies, people. Okay? It's not like the movies.
Nah, it's not like that at all. But also, when you want to establish the relationship with Jesus, the Bible tells us in Romans 10:9 and 10 that if we confess with our mouths that Jesus is Lord, he's as K2 just said, he's everything. Jesus is the Lord of my life, and you believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, meaning that this event actually happened, that it's not some fictional thing that people have made up, but it really happened. That if you confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that Jesus is Lord, you will be saved. In other words, you've begun a relationship with the Master of the universe. He already did his part. He's just waiting on you. And he says, no matter what you've done, no matter who you are, whether you're gay or hetero, he is your God. He loves you. And so he says he wants to be in a relationship with you. So if you want to pray that prayer tonight, go ahead and do that, man. Tell him, say, I want to connect with you. I want to be yours. You're my everything. And he responds to that. He responds. So we want to leave you with that tonight. We want you to become part of our family, meaning our brother or sister in Christ. We love you. God loves you. Thanks for checking us out. Watch us next week as we recap next Sunday's message. And we look forward to seeing you again. Peace. Shalom in the home.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. 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 Okay. Hey, good job, man.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm very